Hey guys, so this is my video for the skull. I'm sitting at my kitchen table. I'm gonna record this video on my iPhone, so there's nothing else on my screen. And I have a list of the parts just so I don't forget anything, but this is the list so you can see what I have. I made sure I had 35, so that's the list. So I'm gonna get started. So I'm gonna try to do it from memory, but I have my list just in case. So this would be the frontal bone here. This would be the parietal bone here. This would be the occipital bone here. And let's see. This would be the coronal suture here. This would be the sagittal suture here. This would be the lambdoid suture. It's in the shape of a Y here. And then on the side would be the squamous suture. His head's tiny, so it's kind of hard to see. Then moving on, let's see. We have the zygomatic bone here. And then on the side, if I can get out of the shadow, we have the temporal bone here. And then the sphenoid bone would be here. And turning toward the front, we would have the maxillary bone here and the mandible here. And let's see, here we would have the mandible notch here. And this, we would have the mandibular condyle here. And here we would have the coronoid process of the mandible. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. And then here at the bottom of the temporal bone, we would have the mandibular fossa. Here we would have the external auditory meatus here. Let's see. Here we would have the styloid process. See if you can see that. It is the pointy one here, and here we would have, this is the mastoid, is the rounder one here. So styloid is the pointy one here, and the mastoid process there. Back toward the front, we would have the mental foramen is there, and then here we would have the glabella here at the eyebrow, and we would have here this little notch is the supraorbital foramen, and then here on the cheekbone there's another one, and this is the infraorbital foramen. Those are for vessels and arteries to pass through. Let's see. On the bottom here, where the teeth there, is the palatine bone. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. That's the palatine bone. Let's see if I can pop his head off. Let's see. Here we have the nasal bone right here. And here this plate in the center is the perpendicular plate of the ethmoid bone. Here toward the bottom is the vomer. Inside toward the middle would be the the interior nasal there. Let's see. Inside here, see if I can get a good angle. Let's see in the light. So let's see. Okay. So here is the cribiform plate here, right here. And in the middle of the cribiform here is the crista galli there. Then here we have the lesser wing of the sphenoid bone. Here we have the greater wing of the sphenoid bone. Also have the optic canal here. And then we have the coronoid foramen in front, and we have the jugular foramen here. And then we have the magnum there. The optic, I think I said the optic canal was there. External auditory meatus was there. Let me look at my list and see if I missed anything. I did the mandibular ramus. That would be here. Mandibular ramus would be here. And it looks like that's it. I think that's all the parts, or at least 35 for the skull. Thanks.